And that was the moment he realized he had fucked up.
L'chaim. Kobe.
See, because half the time it sounds like you're saying Kobe under your breath.
Yep, Kobe.
Kobe.
Yep. Dude,
Like
that cough was wet.
Fuck you. Fucking Mamba mentality over here.
It was whack.
For you.
Wet ass cough.
Worst ass podcast.
Kobe.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday, February the 1st, 2021, and this is the Fourth and Wrong Podcast. I'm your host RJ, and joining me as always is Keith. Say hi, Keith.
Hi, Keith.
So what up, though?
Football didn't happen.
Well, virtual football happened.
Yeah, that happens every day.
Listen, Snoop Dogg was involved, so football happened.
Snoop Dogg got his ass kicked.
Yeah, probably. I didn't even pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Also, I saw a great Snoop Dogg post the other day that was just like, Snoop Dogg's like clearly done with the main quest line and is just fucking around in side quests now because it's like him with Martha and him playing flag football. And
Yeah,
like,
right.
All sorts of shit.
Coaching Pee Wee football teams and
Yeah.
shit. He owns his own Pee Wee football league.
Yeah. Main quest line complete. Now to fuck around.
Yeah, now to, I don't know. What do we do in Oakland? Or wherever
Long
he's
Beach.
from. Long Beach. Inglewood.
We're too white for this.
Super white. Yeah, so the Pro Bowl was this weekend.
Yeah. The
I didn't watch it.
The professional bowl.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah.
Because it was all virtual. They didn't even like... You think they could have at least had like the skill games and stuff still, but...
Yep, they did a 4-on-4 Madden thing. Marshawn Lynch was in it. He broke his chair.
Like on purpose or...
No, on accident. He got a pick, and in celebrating, he broke his chair.
Uh-huh, okay. I gotta go
Because
watch
he was
that
like,
clip
oh
later.
shit, I broke my chair.
Nice. How very Marshawn.
Yep. And then
shit.
they had like some...
Ignore the fact that we haven't been full screen this whole time. Shh.
Oh, shh. Don't worry about it. We'll fix it in post.
Nope.
Yeah, like, and Bubba Watts' son was in it, who's a NASCAR driver. You know, Snoop Dogg was in it.
You mean Bubba Wallace?
Yeah, Bubba Wallace. Yeah, Bubba Wallace.
Yeah.
New Sky.
Mm-hmm.
Which was cool. The AFC got their asses kicked.
Well, when you got Kyler Murray on them sticks.
Yeah, Kyler Murray was running it for the NFC.
Still really just want Dave Chappelle to come back. Like, I will give you $10 if you yell Kyler Murray. Like, just do Rick James for me one time.
Just one time. You know, I know you hate the rest of the show, but just do that for me.
I know you're mad at Key and Peele.
Why is he mad at Key and Peele?
Because he's like, look at these motherfuckers doing my show.
He doesn't even like his own show.
I know. Listen. He's on that, like, I've got $50 million petty, like...
Yeah, like, Netflix just paid me a fuck ton of money, so I can say what I want now.
Yeah.
I went to Africa once.
Apparently that's part of what he's mad about. Except he doesn't say motherfuckers. He uses words that I can't use.
Right.
And I'm like, Mr. Chappelle, no offense, but you're only half correct in this situation. For both of them.
Yeah, basically.
So anyways, football didn't happen.
Football didn't happen. I was trying to think of a transition. Didn't get one. So
Nope.
just headbutt it in there. So today is going to be a news show.
Hey, everybody, it's News Day.
Because there's a little bit of news. There's some things to talk about in the
There's
realm of
some news.
NFL. As we're wrapping up and leading into the Super Bowl, which is the Chiefs and the Buccaneers. We can talk about that game a little bit. We can talk about the news around the game.
Superb owl.
Yeah, the superb owl. That's right. We can't say we can't
Say it.
the big fiesta at the end of the year.
Where's my fucking mute button?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the Tostitos Bowl?
Yeah. Yeah, the Allegiance Military Bowl. Or we can just start with the big story.
I mean, I figure we start with the big story.
Let's start with the big story. So, Matthew Stafford has the opportunity to play with a competitive team as he and Jared Goff have switched.
Also, real quick, before we get too far into this,
What?
I was talking to my uncle again after the last podcast, told him he got a little shout out, and he went, so that other guy, he talks a lot, huh? And I went, well, you gotta get past the first part, and then yeah. Still yes. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah. But
Matthew
the
Stafford
first part's all about me. Fuck him.
It's true. It's true. He was like, wherever I skipped around to, it was just him talking. It's very funny.
Well, I don't like your uncle anymore.
That's fine.
That's
You
so
don't
I-
have to.
I don't know your uncle. Is your uncle a nice person?
Yeah, he's the cool uncle.
Okay, then I like your uncle.
Yeah.
What's his
But
name?
anyways, Billy.
Hi, Uncle Billy. I apologize that I talk too much. Now go fuck yourself.
Jesus Christ. Can't wait
So-
to bring that one up at the next family reunion.
So Matthew Stafford and Jared Goff now play for the opposite teams.
In a move, I have to say, probably no one saw coming.
No one saw it coming. Dude, when it flashed across my little ticker on my cell phone, I was like, this isn't real. That was my first thought, was this isn't real. Because Sean McVay, like, Jared Goff has some weaknesses, and we've discussed it on the show, but Sean McVay does a decent job of, like, scheming around Jared Goff, and I figured they're pretty content with, to keep building around him, but no, they just switch gears to full-blown win-now mentality.
Yeah.
And I guess Detroit is going to have to build around, Jared Goff. Because
Yeah,
they need to build around something.
They built this city on Jared Goff.
So now...
Eventually, because the first round picks aren't for this year, because the Rams have already given them away. Do you see the problem yet?
Yeah, Jared Goff basically got traded into mediocrity that they will not be able to rapidly recover from.
No.
So I kind of feel really bad for Jared Goff. A lot of people were saying, like, LA got, like, fleeced in this trade. I don't think so. I think LA got a quarterback that they think they can win with now.
Yeah.
Detroit got some picks that they can cash in later, and
They already didn't have a first round pick this year, so.
yeah, so what does it matter? And Jared Goff's still a young, talented guy that they can kind of build around. He offers a different skill set than Matt Stafford, because one could argue
an unbroken back.
yeah, one could argue Matthew Stafford is a better quarterback.
I think that's pretty inarguable. Matthew Stafford will win you games. Jared Goff is a game manager.
Yep. But that's exciting for LA. So I don't think LA got fleeced at all. If they come back with that defensive unit that they had last year, and then put a piece or two around Matt Stafford with all the other pieces they already have.
Yeah. Well, plus if you listen to other analysts, other commentators, it's like, okay, so they gave up 2 firsts and a third. The 2 firsts are 2022 and 2023 because, like I was saying earlier, they already gave up 2020 and 2021 when they brought Jalen Ramsey in. So they're not picking in the first round until at least 2024. Now, the thing about that is who in the NFL hits on every single first round draft pick? Like, especially if you're getting it from a team who's going to turn around and theoretically win more games with a guy like Matt Stafford, and then you're picking in like, the 25, 29 range, something like that, or 32. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you do it. So
Yeah.
Who hits on all of those, and how much does it really matter? I mean, because the thought was like even Bill Belichick doesn't hit on all three of those picks or something like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and the other thing too is like this gives. What do they even need those picks for?
Yeah.
Because like they're not picking in the first round till 2022 anyways, so they can use the picks they have left for just value selections in the draft. And Matt Stafford alone, like he's on, some would say, the wrong side of 30, but he's been playing great. He's
right.
always played great. Him and Megatron were the only reasons why that team has been watchable for years, and then Megatron retired, so it was literally him when he wasn't dead.
Yeah, Stafford's never had a running game, never had a defense.
Yeah, so you put him behind the Rams' really good offensive line, with their really good running game, with their really good receivers, and that really good defense. They don't need number one picks. LA doesn't need number one picks for the next 2 years, because if they get 2 or 3 solid good years out of Matt Stafford before they need to go into the first round and look for another quarterback, that covers that number one spot. Because that really was the biggest deficit. It was like Jared Goff was adequate at that position. Matt Stafford has an opportunity to really elevate that offense.
Yeah, I mean, and it's making the NFC West like that much more of a pain in the ass again.
Yeah, and the NFC West is already a dick conference to be in right now. Like the
Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson,
now Matt Stafford,
and maybe Jimmy G.
Whoever suits up for the 49ers. The 49ers were giving a pass last season.
Yeah.
Because their last season was basically just their 2018 season on repeat, where everyone is dead.
How much do you like injuries?
Yeah. You get all of them.
Yeah. Here you go.
But yeah, the NFC West is like the AFC North. Like there's 3 solid, maybe 4, depending on how healthy they can get contenders in that conference.
Yeah.
I'm excited for Rams fans because my dad's a Rams fan.
Yeah.
I kind of sucks for Jared Goff. I think the only person getting fleeced in this trade is Jared Goff. I think Jared Goff reacted well to it. He was like, "I'm glad I'm going to a team that wants me."
Right.
But like you're not going into a good situation there, friend.
How closely do their contracts compare, I wonder?
Matt Stafford versus Jared Goff?
Yeah, they got to be pretty close. Or is Goff getting paid more than Stafford is right now?
Did Jared Goff get extended?
I think yes.
Yeah, because I think he got his money.
Because I know somebody was talking about part of the swap is that it's like, all right, basically the trade was a first and a third and Goff for Matt Stafford, but then you had to add something else in there just to take Jared Goff's contract.
Yeah.
And apparently that something else is another first rounder.
Right. His base salary in 2021 is going to be $25 million. So he definitely got an extension.
Jared Goff.
Yeah.
What's Matty Stafford's? The real Matty Ice.
Yeah.
Oh, they're paying him like peanuts.
His base is 13.
Yeah.
So yeah, $9.5 million.
That's a pretty significant swing right there.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're gonna lose, but what's cool about Matt Stafford's contract for the Lions is his comes with no dead cap money.
Right.
So, like you said, in order for the Rams to offload that contract, there had to be something additional thrown in there, or there was going to be a whole bunch of dead cap space. Because even if you trade off a contract, you're not out of the woods entirely.
Right. It's also interesting to see a swapping of former number 1 overall picks.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's the first time it's happened since 1950 or something like that. Like legitimately, the 2 number 1 picks in each of their respective draft classes being traded for each other. Sorry,
go on.
I was just gonna say it's historic. It hasn't happened in fucking 70 years.
Do you think this is the number of years each of them has left?
It's backwards for me, but I assume it's 9 and 16.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's safe to say. Matt Stafford's, what, 33? Jared Goff's 25, 26? Yeah. So, yeah.
God, Matt fucking Stafford throwing to Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods is not a thing I want to deal with.
Yep. Well, fortunately, it's a different conference.
Yeah. But, well, I mean, if we'd have played, if this had happened last year, we would have played him.
You would have played him, yeah. Well, the thing that like, I know. So, Detroit's getting picks out of this,
right? Yeah, they're getting a third this year and then a first and a first.
Yeah. So I wonder if they're playing. I mean, obviously they're playing the long game, but I wonder if they're playing the game of Jared's just good enough to tank with.
I mean, Matthew Stafford was great to tank with. He went 2-14.
Yeah, but Matthew Stafford will occasionally fuck up and win you a football game. But I wonder if their idea is they're basically paying. They're just paying for draft picks. They're just literally paying cash for draft picks. It's exactly what Cleveland Browns did with Brock Osweiler, except I would not compare Brock Osweiler and Jared Goff, but the Browns have done this before, where it's like, we will absorb the Houston Texans' obnoxious Brock Osweiler contract, but you also have to give us like every one of your picks this year. And
right.
Houston was like, done. Yes, please. Like,
we fucked up.
Yeah, because the Rams are running into cap issues because they're still paying Todd Gurley's money. Like, they have Aaron Donald on a fuck ton of money. They have Jalen Ramsey They have Jalen Ramsey's fucking contract. Todd Gurley, like I just said, is still getting paid and being paid in Atlanta. Like, so
I want a job like that.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm gonna play so good that you guys do dumb shit and give me a lot of money, and then I go to another team and still get paid $9 million guaranteed to share the backfield with another guy.
Yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
Sounds nice.
Stop signing running backs to big contracts.
Or stop signing Todd Gurley to things.
Yeah, just don't.
The man's got fucking arthritis.
He does. Poor guy. Poor Todd Gurley.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like.
Oh, no, I'm not bashing on Todd Gurley. Yeah, he's a phenomenal athlete. It's just he
just happens to have arthritis already.
Yeah, got dealt a bad hand. You need your knees to be a running back.
So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I assume a lot of this is probably Motor City Dan Campbell saying, let's make some moves, let's see what we can get, because there's also been some talk of potentially restructuring Goff's contract and then just flipping him for even more picks. Like, for all we know, Jared Goff doesn't actually suit up as a Lion at this point.
I think the scuttle was like they'll restructure his contract to pay all of his dead money up front and then just straight up trade him off again.
Yeah.
So it's a cleaner contract to trade for more capital.
And we'll go back to fucking Blau.
Yeah, fucking.
Don't even remember his first name.
David Blau.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, because if we go 2-14 with Matt Stafford, Jared Goff isn't going to improve that with this fucking roster. We need capital. So that could also be the move. It's like, hey,
get younger, get cheaper.
Yeah, hey Jared, we're going to trade you again, but we're going to give you a lot of money up front. So we're just going to pay off all the dead money on your contract. Here you go.
Enjoy Miami.
Yep, and go have fun.
Or they pull the ultimate move.
What's that?
Kick Jared Goff out, get a couple more first-round picks, flip all of it for Deshaun Watson.
Maybe that's the end goal. Houston does not seem to want to release my boy.
No.
I'm gonna have to start that GoFundMe.
Yeah, they said. Well, do we have anything else to talk about these two? Because we should talk about Deshaun also, because he's a factor in all of this now too.
Absolutely. No, I don't have anything else on this.
Okay. I think I think the real winner in this is Matt Stafford, who finally. All right, loud ass traffic, Jesus. Fucking Cherry Park. Jesus Christ. I think the real winner here is Matt Stafford, who finally gets an actual team. Like, he escaped one of the factories of sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
he finally got out of the Rust Belt.
Like, at least we're not Detroit, and now he isn't either.
And
yeah, I think that's all I got on the topic.
Yeah, he's adopting a team that was literally just in the divisional round. That's great for him. Yeah.
Right, a team, a team that not that long ago was in a Super Bowl, and one would argue if they had better quarterback play,
could have won that Super Bowl.
But yeah, let's move on to a little Deshaun talk.
Okay.
Your favorite GoFundMe candidate. So, what's Deshaun Watson's value at this point, and why is it 5 first-round picks?
To answer your question, the first one, 5 first-round picks. And why it's 5 first-round picks? Because Deshaun Watson is literally, objectively, the best quarterback since Matt Stafford to play for a dog shit team that has dog shit management.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson was top 5 in almost every single statistical category for a quarterback last year.
Sorry, taking one step back.
Sure.
Isn't your gum chewing GM buddy Ken Dorsey the one up in Detroit right now?
Yeah, they got John Dorsey as a advisor in Detroit.
So he's up there. He's up there trying to make some moves, smacking on some gum.
Yeah, he's the VP of fucking personnel executive or whatever.
Fucking draft them all. I'll draft them all again.
Right. John Dorsey is aggressive and old school when it comes to acquiring shit. So, he could be just like, hey, bye, Jared, we'll flip all this shit. Hey, what's up, Deshaun Watson? Objectively and statistically in top 5 every quarterback category last year on one of the worst fucking teams in the league. It was like, I'm sorry, Deshaun Watson. You deserve better. I just think it's bunked that Houston is straight up just refusing to trade him.
Well, I think they're like, a lot of what I heard was, they're trying to avoid the fucking power dynamic that's going on in like the NBA now, where players can kind of just force themselves wherever they want to be. The recent comparison being the James Harden trade. I know we're not a basketball podcast, but
sure.
Hey, also Houston.
Yeah. So who do we draw that line for, though? Like,
I don't know.
Because they've let it happen before.
Like, I think I'm starting to feel like if Deshaun Watson also had like a toxic personality, he'd already have gotten what he wanted.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
but
if he was a squeaky wheel.
Yeah, but he's like a decent guy, so...
Yeah. He's a good guy and a good teammate and a good competitor, so I understand why Houston wouldn't want to get rid of him, but if the guy's not happy to play there, he just very simply does not have to play.
Yeah, well, and I guess the other comparison is in the NBA you can sit out and still get paid, but if you start sitting out in the NFL, that hits you in the pocket.
Right.
So he doesn't have, as much leverage as a player in a different league would.
Yeah, fiscally and financially he wouldn't. But I just, especially with how much Houston, to the right suitor, to the quarterback-hungry teams that are in the NFL right now, like Houston would get so much for him.
Oh, yeah.
Or they would completely fuck up and trade him for peanuts like Miami did all of their star players.
I'm sorry, you mean a 2nd and a 4th round pick for arguably one of the best wide receivers in the league?
Yep.
Good thing that guy's gone.
Yeah. Because he was such a big, huge fucking problem.
Yeah. Well, no, I meant Bill O'Brien.
Yeah.
Because he was such a fucking
He was a huge fucking problem.
So apparently the news on that was the guy Cesario from New England. They were literally trying to get the year before, and New England said, no, you can't have him, which led to Bill O'Brien getting control over everything and then, like, eating his feet inside of his shoes.
No, it's mine.
Yeah. So...
What a fucking troll.
And now they have Cesario, and he's like, please, God... You've made this so bad.
Give me a team.
Give me something.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have draft picks because of Laramie Tunsil?
Son of a bitch.
Shit.
Yeah, and that's another team that would greatly benefit from excuse me. That would benefit from I'm dying. trying to flip Deshaun Watson because they don't have any draft picks. They gave them all away, and then got shitty ones for like people like D-Hop.
Yeah,
like you'd get at least a single first.
What, for Deshaun Watson?
Yeah.
I think you. I mean,
you would own somebody's first round pick for the next 3 years.
Yeah, minimum. I think you get. I was gonna say. I think you get. I think you get 3. I think you get the Robert Griffin III value and that's like the baseline.
I need to get water. I'm done.
Okay. Take a quick pause. Technical difficulties.
What were we talking about? Sean Watson.
And we're back.
I think JJ Watt needs to get out.
And we're back.
JJ Watt needs to get his ass out of there too.
Yeah, he probably will.
Wasn't there some? Yeah, there's some scuttlebutt going around that he was like, "Hey, I'm not wanting to be here anymore either."
Yeah.
But
I mean, can you blame him?
Yeah, right.
At this point, DeAndre Hopkins is probably like, "Ooh, got out in time."
Yeah, right. Fuck, JJ Watt might have single-handedly saved that franchise by like finally going, "Yo, fire this motherfucker."
Shoot this motherfucker.
And they're like, "Fine." Or who knows? Maybe it was a coaching problem, and it's all going to be great, and they're going to be back in the playoffs next year.
Yeah.
They just got to get through the rain. They got to get through the reign of King Henry.
Oh.
And then whatever Indy's doing, because they don't have a quarterback anymore.
I was gonna say, what are the odds of that intra-division trade, fucking Deshaun Watson to Indianapolis? Probably not likely.
Probably not likely.
I feel like the asking price, like the biggest problem is the asking price for Deshaun Watson at this point is so expensive.
Everything.
That it's like, it's got to be like everything and a player.
Yep.
Right?
It's like that scene on Boondock Saints where like they just like toss him the duffel bag and open the doors to the warehouse. What do you want?
Yeah.
That's what it's going to take,
Yeah.
Especially with Houston not wanting to play ball. Like somebody would have to like mortgage the farm on Deshaun Watson.
I mean, it's like, do you literally give up like 1 through 4 of your draft and then like 2 more 1s after that and like another 2 2s, like,
yeah, plus whoever you have playing quarterback right now,
right? It's like Miami, give us Tua and all of your picks, including the number 3 that we gave to you. We want it back.
Yeah, we'll just swapsies back. The most
still
valuable
can't believe fucking Miami gets a number 3 overall pick.
Isn't it so great?
It's like, you almost made the playoffs.
They were 10-6, and they get a number 3 overall pick. That's awesome.
Talk about shorting the futures market.
Yeah.
Hey,
go get them, Tua. Go win you one.
Yeah. Fucking
most
draft picks go Burr.
Most valuable Tua.
Yes, sure, undisputed. Yeah, man, it's like I'm trying to play armchair GM and just be like, okay, real talk. What do you get for, like, what does your team even look like? How do you even, like, do you give up defensive players so at least your offense stays intact for when Deshaun Watson shows up? And who can do that? And it's like, but whose contract is big enough to actually make that trade? Like,
right, like how do we have to stash all this money? Like, who would even be a good candidate that's not cap starved, because Deshaun's on an extension.
Yeah, and and the cap's getting crunched next year. Like, it's at minimum 175 million.
Yeah.
So we know that much, but it's probably not going to do what it does year over year, which is just go up. So
yeah,
it's going to be complicated. But there are also other quarterbacks to talk about and who are disgruntled.
Phillip Rivers.
Well, he's dagnabbit done. So.
Yeah. Did we already talk about him last week?
Yep.
Okay, good.
Or the week before, one of the two.
Something like that. Bye, Philly Rivs. I love you.
Bye. We retired your ass.
Yep. Now, who's grumpy?
I was gonna say the fucking Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah, they're hecka grumpy.
Like, is that a trade you make at this point? Do you swap Carson Wentz and Deshaun Watson? Like, do we just have everybody doing QB swaps at this point?
And then the trade
then
would
you
look
have
like that.
and then you have Jalen Hurts sit behind Deshaun Watson as like not a bad facsimile.
I think that'd be a better spot for Deshaun Watson than some of the other places that need better quarterback hungry. Because, I mean, yeah, like Carson Wentz's play last season was bad, but they were also like decimated with injuries.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad spot. Do they have the cap room? Like,
Right.
how many of their old dudes have they fucking paid? Like, how, like, Carson Wentz would have to go.
Right.
Especially at this point. Like Doug Peterson's gone. So...
And Houston's hired their new head coach at this point, right?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they have. Okay.
Yes.
Because that'd be really funny if they were like, hey, fucking Doug Peterson, come coach the Texans. Also, here's Carson Wentz back, you fuck.
Well, that was one of the things that the new coach of the Houston Texans said, like, when he got hired, was he was hired with the understanding that Deshaun Watson is the quarterback on this team.
Right.
And I think that's why Houston is so, like, we're not fucking trading you. Like, this coach already has an idea. Let's settle down. Let's figure it out. Like, let's love each other. Let's see if you like him. But Carson Wentz needs to go.
Yeah.
I think the locker room in Philly is unsalvageable. I think they're strung way like his. God, Carson Wentz's contract is so fucking bad. It's so bad.
It's a lot.
Yeah,
like he's basically at between 34 and 32 million a year for the next 4.
Yeah, he's gonna be
or 3.
Yeah, he's.
No, that'd be 4 still.
Yeah.
Like this was the last year he was like quote unquote cheap, and then his number almost doubles going forward.
And the deadline to get rid of him before they owe him money, like a lot of money, because a lot of that money on that contract's coming up front.
Right.
Is like soon. They'll be dead cap space if they cut him, but at least they don't have to pay him a signing bonus on that new contract.
Right.
So like, they definitely need to figure out what they want to do. Are they going to stick with Jalen Hurts? I think Jalen Hurts played fine.
Yeah, I mean, one would argue he was playing better than Carson Wentz.
Yeah, let's get a new coach in there. Let's get a new regime in there and see what we can get out of the young guy. I know a lot of people feel committed to Carson Wentz because you're spending so much fucking money on him, but geez, like,
yeah. Right, yeah. I mean, they dug this hole, and unfortunately in the hole is, this kid with what I still think of as, shattered confidence at this point.
Shattered confidence, average ability.
He's got to walk into a building where every day there's a statue of his backup and his former head coach. Mm-hmm. And he's got to deal with that.
Yep.
Like,
I hope they took down that statue after Doug
that's
Peterson got fired.
That's going to be there forever.
It's like the Rocky Balboa statue.
Exactly.
Philly don't tear shit down. They do.
They tear shit up. But
yeah, they tear shit up. If it's a lamppost, fuck it.
Fucked. Yeah. Capital F-bomb.
Mm-hmm. But it's not like Pittsburgh.
No. Speaking of Pittsburgh.
Speaking of Pittsburgh.
What the fuck did we do about Big Ben?
Isn't
he $41 million next year?
Yeah, fire that guy too. You know what? Fucking fire. What's his nuts? Because they just cleaned out some staff, right? Like some coordinators and shit like that.
I think it was like almost everyone under Tomlin.
Yeah, except for Mike Tomlin. you need to fire Mike Tomlin too.
Yeah, probably.
He's doing nothing. It is so obviously a culture problem in Pittsburgh right now. Your fucking receivers are talking. It started like they thought this was all said and done. Mm-hmm. 2 years ago, 3 years ago with Lev Bell and Antonio Brown leaving. No, it's still there. Like, yeah. It may be not as vocal, but like there's still an attitudinal problem. Big Ben is still a huge dickhead. He feels like because he won a couple of Super Bowls in a different era of the NFL that he can talk shit to of and about everyone around him.
An era where he both had legs and a running game.
Yeah, legs and a running game.
Well, let's not say legs. Maybe leg.
But you had offensive coordinators that like literally only existed on that team because Ben wanted them, because they schemed up game plans for Big Ben to throw the ball 50, 100 million times a day to pad Ben's stats, which padded your prima donna receiver stats, which Chase, Mapletron seems to be fitting right in with the stereotypical Pittsburgh receiver.
Yeah, unfortunately.
You know who controls that culture? A fucking coach.
Oh, I was going to say TikTok, but...
Yeah, well, TikTok doesn't help. But your fucking coach,
Yeah.
Your head coach goes in there and he shuts that shit down.
Well, and Mike Tomlin was in a situation this last year where, like, remember when they finally lost a game, he was like, yeah, we needed that. And it's like, you probably shouldn't be saying that.
Yeah, you should have, if that's how you felt...
Yeah.
Up until week 12 or week 13 or whatever it is, that conversation should have been had when you guys were like 4-0, not 11-0.
Yeah, maybe you should have fixed that. Or like if people are not performing their job, that's when you're like, all right, so you're benched for this game, and we're putting in XYZ.
Yeah, he used to not really be afraid to do that. Now it just, I think Mike Tomlin has lost control of that team. He's lost control of that locker room. He's lost control of the culture in that locker room.
Yeah,
I think they need to set the whole thing on fire. Just literally like fucking
like the rivers.
Yeah, scorched earth, motherfucker. Burn the building down. Burn the city down.
All right, now I think your personal bias is getting in a little bit there. I think
burn their bridges. They got stupid names for their stupid bridges.
What are the stupid names for their stupid
I don't
bridges?
know, but they have a bridge. They have a famous bridge that crosses the river, and it's stupid.
Look at your stupid kid and their stupid fucking name. It's like, well, his name's Chris, and it's like, that's a dumb one.
Yeah, that's a dumb name. It's like the City River Bridge, or more like Shitty River Bridge.
Yeah.
Bleh. The Pit DLC for New Vegas was okay. But everything else about Pittsburgh, trash.
Throw it away.
Yep.
Can't have it. Can't win with it.
Well, if you let teams like the Cleveland Browns walk into your house in the first round of the playoffs and literally shit in your fucking mouths.
After you let them into the playoffs because you sat people.
After you literally let us into the playoffs. Well, some would say you didn't let us in. You participated in us getting into the playoffs by benching half of your starters.
Yeah.
And then talk cash shit afterwards about how we're going to get blown out by the Chiefs, and if it wasn't for a weird call, a couple of bad calls, and a couple of offensive drives, we could have won that game.
Yeah.
Like,
I think helmet to helmet should be reviewable, and you should be able to throw a flag after. Like, I watched a compilation
after like a ref sees it on after he sees it on the jumbotron, it's just like, oh yeah,
yeah. I was watching a compilation of like the biggest hits from 2020 or whatever, and I was like, I'm seeing a lot of these that are not having flags thrown, and
there's not
really should.
Mm-hmm.
Make targeting reviewable and penalizable afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Just that's my rule change for this season.
Yeah, it's not just dangerous for the people that are getting hit. It's dangerous for the defensive player too.
Yeah.
You know how many times I've seen a defender knock themselves out hitting somebody?
Oh,
just hitting, as many times.
Or hitting their teammate because the teammate came across from the other side and they fucking collide on a dude.
Yeah. That was a big thing in the fucking in 2018. It was a Pittsburgh game Fucking it was Pittsburgh Chargers, and they gave up like a 16-point lead back to the Chargers, and like one of the plays, like the two defensive secondary players came across. One was going for the pick, one was going for the hit stick, and fucking crashed into each other. Literally knocked the corner out for the rest of the season.
Yeah,
and it popped the ball straight up, so Keenan Allen just grabbed it for a touchdown. Like,
suck it, Pittsburgh. You're the new Cincinnati.
Yeah, you suck and I hate you. Get back of the line. It's us in Baltimore now, who I hate slightly more than you, but only because they stole our team.
Yeah.
Fuckers. Those are Super Bowl, damn it. I'm just kidding.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, they need a scorched earth in Pittsburgh. Fire everybody, trade everybody, just build a new team.
Yeah.
And then call them the Pirates.
I don't think I've got any more quarterbacks I can think of that need to do anything. Other than Danny Dimes, who needs to learn how to fucking run in a straight line, but
yeah. and not trip over the turf monster.
Fucking DUI Dimes over here.
Yeah. I just got a couple of headlines on a couple other quarterbacks.
Okay.
Tua Tagovailoa, the most valuable Tua of last season, says that he believes he is the franchise quarterback for the Dolphins, but he knows that he has to prove it, and I think that's a good attitude to have after his season last year. Aaron Rodgers, or the GM, because there's that thing that went around where it was like, oh, the front office doesn't want Aaron, but the coaching staff does.
Right.
That went around after the end of the season. And so the Packers GM went out in public and put that to bed. He is our quarterback. He's our leader. Why would we give up a future Hall of Famer? Get fucked. It's like, yeah, fair.
Because you did it once with Favre already, but, whatever.
That was Favre's fault. He retired.
Well, or he kept threatening to. Yeah. But
yeah. Favre is kind of also a huge asshole. He's fine now. But then, dickhead. The Tampa Bay Gronkaneers quarterback, Tampa Brady, says he will definitely consider playing past the age of 45. Can you not?
Yeah. Let's go.
Can you leave us alone?
Yeah.
You weren't supposed to be back in the Super Bowl already.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Listen, I get that you are the babysitter who has been here all fucking night. I do not need you drinking wine with my parents afterwards. Go home.
Yeah, go home. We're not cool like that, dog. I really, really just want you to go away. You've made enough money. You've proved enough points. You have 6 Super Bowl rings.
10 appearances.
10 appearances. You have a positive KD in Super Bowls. Go away.
God.
All right. But speaking of Tom Brady.
Yeah. Because we love doing that.
Because we love doing that. Let's get into a deep dive breakdown of how we think this weekend's going to go.
Okay. Swimming in it. I think Kansas City's going to win, and it's not going to be close.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You think they're going to... Well, there's one thing I saw with Kansas City when they played you guys that I didn't see all season, and that was the ability to sustain normal drives.
Yeah.
So if they could do that against Tampa Bay...
It's just, or Tyreek Hill's going to put up 200 yards in the first quarter, because, I can't name a member of the Buccaneers secondary right now.
Neither can I.
I know they got Devin White over the middle to hit people like a fucking fridge, but and Vita Vea is showing up finally, and JPP's on that team.
Yeah,
so
I mean they got hitters, they got good players on that defense,
but I can't tell you who's in their secondary.
No, I can tell you who their defensive coordinator is though. It's Todd Bowles.
Todd Bowles.
I don't know how that'll affect the outcome of the game.
You just know who he is.
Yeah, I just know who he is. Because if it was me, if I was Tampa Bay's defensive coordinator, I would pull the Olympic figure skating route and just hire somebody to break Tyreek Hill's legs.
I was also going to say, I think the Honey Badger comes up with at least 2 picks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, Tom's going to do that read top to bottom shit, and he's going to try and get fancy, and Tyrann Mathieu is just going to say, no.
No. No. Because there was no fucking reason why. No reason why. Except, well, obviously their own offensive ineptitude. But there is no reason why Tom Brady should be in the Super Bowl. He threw 3 interceptions last week.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2 weeks ago, technically. Or last week. Last week.
It was last week.
You don't throw 3 interceptions and win a playoff game.
You shouldn't.
Well, you shouldn't. And I think the way that Kansas City's secondary has been playing, they're arguably better than the Packers.
Yeah. I mean, the Packers' defense has been the one that has been, their major Achilles heel this entire time.
Yeah. So I'm kind of with you. I don't think it's going to be close, and I don't want to say that, but I don't think. It's going to be close.
Also, like, what does close mean?
I think it's going to be a 3-score game.
You think so?
Yeah, I think.
I was thinking a solid 2.
No, I think they're going to pull away the same way that they pulled away against you guys.
Yeah. I was thinking somewhere in the 10 to 14 range.
No. Yeah. If it is a 2-score game, it is a 2-touchdown game.
Yeah. Okay.
But I think 14 to 17 point spread is fair. Which is funny because we are way over the spread.
Oh yeah.
The spread is 3.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
But
man,
I don't think these teams are only a field goal apart. But that's what Vegas thinks they are. So
I don't know if it's true. Like, I don't know if it's accurate or not, but, like, I don't see, like, Tampa Bay doesn't hit home runs the same way Kansas City just can.
Yeah.
Like, Kansas City is a threat to score from the 1. They're the Steph Curry of football teams. It's like, is he in the building? Then they've got a chance to score.
Yeah, they got limitless shooter turned on.
So
and the same reasons why we're not gonna
they're getting Clyde Edwards-Helaire back and shit. So.
Yeah, and we're not gonna see the same issues last time Tom Brady was in a Super Bowl as a wild card, or as an 11-win team, which was when they played the Rams last year, or the year before last rather. We're not gonna see that same coaching discrepancy.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna, because it's not Bill Belichick over there like G-checking Sean McVay. These are two experienced, two aggressive-ass coaches. They're going to go at each other. And I think one is just more capable of doing that more consistently, and that's Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. Now, they got some hitters, and they got some weapons on the offense on the other side of the ball, but we can't have 3 interceptions out of Tom Brady, because if Green Bay couldn't take advantage, the Chiefs will.
Yeah.
Just
how many interceptions is Tom Brady going to throw? That's a visual gag.
Put it on a t-shirt. If you're a long-time viewer of the show, then you'll know.
Yeah. And if you're not, the answer was 4.
4. The answer is 4. 4.
You got anything else?
No.
I mean, what? Yeah. I don't have a whole lot of takes on the game. I don't have that much of an in-depth breakdown. I mean, I bet Lev Bell does something real stupid.
Oh yeah.
I think it'd be funny if the backup running backs do something. If it's like, because, I mean, also, I think it would be unfair for the Bucs to win because Shady doesn't need to ring chase and then get rings in back-to-back years. It's just like, you got your one, sit down.
Yeah. And then also that would give Antonio Brown a ring,
which nobody wants.
Nobody wants that. Also, that'd give Tom Brady his 7th.
Yeah.
Which not even Patriots fans want right now, because Patriots fans are mad because they had to watch their team go 7-9 while Tom Brady's in the fucking Super Bowl again. God, imagine how Patriots fans feel right now. Can't relate. We made it to the second round of the playoffs.
They've got 6 Super Bowls. Can't relate.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, they have all the success in the world.
20 years of dominance.
Yeah, let me just dry my tears with these $100 bills.
What a shame.
fucks.
There are people in their mid-20s who have never seen a losing season.
Pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Hate them.
I think they had a losing season. Did they even have a losing season in there somewhere? Wasn't that... Didn't Brady get hurt at one point?
Yeah, they had a...
All of my depression is just deleting my memory, so, you know. All of my football depression.
Yep, all the... I think...
all this cortisone buildup.
Tom Brady's first season with the Patriots was a losing season.
Okay.
But beyond that...
Yeah, last time Tom Brady was losing, he was still playing in standard definition, so...
Yeah, right? Fucking... Well, let's see. Let's see here. Super Bowl, MVP, Super Bowl, MVP, Super Bowl.
I mean, yeah, he's been in like 14 AFC Championship games.
God, even in 2008 when he only played one game, they went 11-5.
Yeah.
So no, he hasn't had a losing season since 2000.
Hot.
And then literally his... Yeah, they were 5-11 in 2000, and he technically wasn't the starter then. His first year as the starter, they went 11-5 and won a Super Bowl. And it's just been that since then.
Yeah.
So fuck you, Patriots fans.
Yeah. Pretty much. And Tampa Bay fans at this point, but
yeah, fuck them too.
It's driving that land value up at least.
You inherited like a literally probably the greatest quarterback of all time.
I mean, yeah.
So
again, it's the greatest versus best conversation, but Tom Brady is the greatest of all time at this point.
He's got all that jewelry.
Yeah.
It's like the Michael Jordan, LeBron James argument.
Well, yeah.
Because I think LeBron James would body Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan got 6 rings.
Michael Jordan was playing with people who dribbled up here, though. So.
Oh, they played actual defense. No, they didn't. Shut up. Nobody plays actual defense in the NBA.
All right, well, before this turns into a basketball podcast, we got anything else?
No.
All right. Well, then we'll keep this one a relative quickie. We'll probably have more to break down after the Super Bowl is over.
And then we got to figure out what content we're doing for the rest of the year.
And then we got to figure out what we're doing. Maybe we'll take a break. Maybe we'll do 15-minute podcasts. Who knows?
Yeah, just like quick snippets, throw them up on YouTube.
Yeah. Or maybe we'll just bullshit more and you'll just have to listen to that.
We can start a book club.
Ooh. Is that like a blunt weapon forged out of books, or?
Yes, that's the kind of book club.
It's the kind of book club I'm into.
Absolutely.
Anyways, Club and Seals. They're underage. It shouldn't be allowed.
Okay. All right. It's like this can only go in 2 directions.
Yeah.
Let's go the right way, please.
So anyways, this has been the Fourth and Wrong podcast for February the 1st, 2021. Thanks for watching and listening. Again, probably a longer one next week, but we'll see. And we'll have a Super Bowl champion by then. Will it be Tom Brady 7th or Patrick Mahomes 2nd? And, you know, whose dynasty is really either getting established or being immortalized, arguably. Not words I like saying because it has to do with Tom Brady.
Yeah, and both answers, honestly, weren't ideal for either of us. But...
Yeah, no. All right. Well, with that, say goodbye, Keith.
Goodbye, Keith. Brrr.
See, now you're using the old music.
I did it before you could.
Before I could fuck it up.
Yeah.
Fuck it up, fuck it up.
Hey, it's a holiday.
We're just doing. Here's your fucking musical special edition.
Every musical moment of Keith and RJ over the past season of football. Let's try to squeeze it in the next 10 minutes.
God, not doing it.
I will fucking edit that show.
I'll just send you all the old raws and just be
send
like,
me all the old
do
raw
something with this.
And then it's like, I'll figure it out. Just do a cut per word, like hey, cut, everybody, cut, it's cut, Tuesday, cut, and it's just you like hey,
hey, everybody, it's Tuesday, February the 1st, 2021, and I guess I should do different inflections in them. This is the fourth and wrong.
Beep, 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 beep.
I don't know how that's going to look at the end.